everyone. I'm Miko. I'm from Gen 1 Migrant Association, a migrant charity organization based here in Melbourne. Gen 1, AMCCU, which is the Australian Multicultural Communities United, and AMTV, which is Aussie Malaysian TV. We are celebrating the end of Ramadan with virtual house visits. We thank the Department of Multicultural Affairs in Victoria for making this event happen. So, like I said, we're having house visits where we visit the homes of Muslims living here in Melbourne, Australia. And here they are now. We are talking to Yunus and Latifat. Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Miko.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Yunus and Latifat, for joining us this afternoon. We want to thank you for accepting our invitation. So let's get started. Let's start with you, Yunus. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
My name is Yunus. I live here in Melbourne. I'm originally from Nigeria. And then I'm a Muslim fasting during the month of Ramadan with my family. And it's always a very good feeling, especially in Ramadan, that we have the opportunity to fast and reflect on ourselves here at this time.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Yunus. Why don't you tell me about your Ramadan experience, and what are the major differences between experiencing Ramadan in Nigeria and in Australia?
Well, it's a vast difference. So first thing to know that Nigeria is a very, very family-oriented environment where during Ramadan like this, we all try to pull together collectively. It's always a family thing, fasting together as a family. And I think part of that is also showing gratitude to God for keeping us alive. And at this moment, seeing ourselves as family, bonding together, and it's always very good. So yeah, it's very interesting. And that goes to extended family and friends and associates and all of that. What we do is always a daily routine of, praying together. Not only the normal regular prayer, but the prayer we do in the evening, which we call Tarawih. So the Tarawih, we all gather together as family and neighbors and all of that, walk down to the mosque. With our kids also, bonding together with their friends. So it's always a month that we look forward to based on the experience that we share at that time. So that's the Nigerian experience. And also we there are always programs happening in the TV, radio stations, and all that you have everywhere. It's always one program or the other. A lot of events to attend at this time. All of that to connect back to our Creator and try to reflect on ourselves again and our deen, our faith, and that's always like that. So that's the culture. That's what we're used to in Nigeria. A big part of it is also waking up together to fast as a community that transcend individual homes and families. So that's a very good experience. Going back those years. Here in Australia, it's really tough and difficult because not only do we find ourselves a minority, but at the same time, there are so many things that does not actually look so much like we were used to. But then the community, few as we are here in Melbourne, still try to bind together. It's been interesting that we are able to share iftar with one another. A very small family where I live. We have a few families that we're able to share iftar together on a weekend. And that's a very good way, creating Lagos or Nigeria experience here in Australia. That's a very interesting one. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Yunus. Thank you for sharing. For me, I think what's striking to me about what you said is that there's a sense of togetherness in both places. In Nigeria, you get to experience it with the whole community because, am I right? The majority of Nigerians practice Islam.
No, no. So Nigeria is a highly mixed environment. So the multi-faith, huge number of us, a lot of family members are non-Muslim, and we interact and engage together. Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see. But you're right. So it's a multi-religious country. But
Mm.
at least back home, you get to spend Ramadan with many people. It's something that's common in the culture.
Mm.
As opposed to here, it's a bit more challenging because, like you said, we're an ethnic and we're a religious minority.
Mhm.
So that's sort of tricky. But at least you still get to experience that togetherness of Ramadan with the Muslim community. So I think that's really interesting. Thanks for sharing, Yunus. Let's go to Latifat. Latifat, I just wanted to ask, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Latifat Obadina. I'm from Nigeria originally. I live in Melbourne. I'm in Ballarat now because I was in Melbourne before I relocated to Ballarat. So presently, I'm talking from Ballarat. I'm a family lady and I love to cook. Brian Yunus know me for that. I love to cook, to call everyone to come and eat in my house. We're always having party. That's Nigerian culture for you. Because we always love to eat together, dine together, especially during Ramadan. When we were in Nigeria, we used to do iftar together, eat iftar together. We invite family to our family. We observe sahur together. They went back home in the morning. So it's like everything about Nigerian culture is like unity, especially during this Ramadan. We try to create the unity within the family, within the friend, within the society. So the same thing we're doing in this Australia, because as Australian, they respect the culture, especially anything about multicultural. It's highly recommended in Australia. So in order to at least integrate the culture and let everything work together to promote their own culture and integrate our own culture into their own to make everything easy. So, like, it's not easy for Muslim in Australia. Like in my place of work, they call me Ramadan.
Oh wow,
That's the name they call me during this period because I think when everybody is eating during this Ramadan, I say, I'm fasting. They say, which kind of fast? I say Ramadan. So this time they calling me Ramadan. So they know me for that. When it's time for fasting, I do fast. So what we use, can I show you a little bit of our food for now?
yes,
Yeah,
please.
okay. So I will let you know the major thing later. But for now, in Nigeria, before anything, when it's time for iftar, we normally use fruit, especially the juicy one. So this is watermelon. So the juicy one, watermelon, oranges. We can use different type of fruits first to break our fast before we eat any food. So we can use apple. Can you see this properly? Can use apple. Can use any other food. But the first thing is to break your fast with fruit. And if you are unable to break with fruit, maybe you lack of fruit where you are, you can use just a cup of water before anything. Break your fast with fruit or water, first of all. So before we go to for iftar, for tarawih, we use fruit, different type of fruit, and you drink soft milk.
Mm.
And see this properly. This is called akam.
Mm.
In Hausa, we have three major languages in Nigeria.
Mm.
We have Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. So in Hausa language, they call it akam.
Mm.
But in Yoruba language, we call it ogi.
Mm.
So we use millet. Do you know what they call millet?
Yes, I know millet. Yes.
Yeah. We use millet and different type of condiments.
Yeah.
Like spices, all those things, ginger, garlic, all those things. We mix it together, we grind it, we sieve it, and we make it like porridge.
Mm. Mm.
So this is called ogi. And for ogi, you use moi moi. We call this moi moi. This is this is moi moi. We call it beans porridge. Beans pudding.
Mm.
Beans pudding. We use beans. I use beef maize. We use capsicum. Use granite oil.
Mm.
And use other seasoning. So with this ogi and moi moi, that's what you use to break your fast after you have your food.
Oh, wow.
That's
So is the so for those who don't know, millet is a type of grain, right? It's a grain that is ground, and
yes,
you make a porridge out of it. Then you
yes.
put the seasoning, and then you have that was that a pastry, like
That's
a pastry.
pudding, like pudding. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then you had the cup. Was it a pastry that that you eat with the porridge?
Yeah, that's you heat this and this together.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like you use this is like protein and this is like carbohydrates.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and all those vitamins, minerals is included in both. But the major of this is protein. The major nutrient of this is carbohydrates. So we got all the vitamins, nutrients included here, and all the seasoning included here. So that's what you eat when you break your fast after you taking your food. So you now go for tarawih. After a long tarawih, 10 rakas, 13 rakas, all the food will be digested.
Mm.
So you will have been hungry again. So when you return from your tarawih, you will have this. Let me show you. I'm not sure if my camera can show it clearly. Okay, good. Can you see it clearly now?
Yes.
So let me show you one by one. So in Nigeria, this is fish. It's fried fish.
Wow.
Yeah, this is fried fish. You marinate. I marinated mine with all-purpose, the multi-purpose seasoning and salt. So you can use different, depends on your taste. You can, just like you marinate your chicken, so you marinate your fish, so you grill, or you fry, or you bake. It's either way. So I fried mine because my family likes to be fried. So I fried mine. After you marinated it, you fried it. So this is jollof rice.
Mm.
Jollof rice in Nigeria is a common food. Any party, anything you do in Nigeria, you must have jollof rice.
Mm.
This jollof rice is like tomato rice, but it's jollof rice. Don't call it tomato rice in Nigeria, it's jollof rice.
Yeah.
So the preparation of this, use rice, use stock, the chicken stock, you use tomato puree, you use capsicum, and you use chili, use granite oil, and the seasoning. But the major seasoning, apart from all those things, you have to use curry and thyme. So that's curry and thyme is the major seasoning for jollof rice in Nigeria. And another thing is, if you are stingy, you can't prepare jollof rice in Nigeria because you have to let it burn. Is when it is burn, the smoky, that smoke flames that's coming out from the food, That's make the smelling come out.
Mm.
So that's when it's tasty really good.
Latifat,
So
we have a question on Facebook. What spices are popular in Nigeria? Are they the same spices that you used in the rice?
yes, they use curry. I will show you some spices in my house. We use curry, we use thyme, we use garlic. Use curry for this jollof rice. Use curry, paprika. See, bay leaf is important. You put bay leaf at the bottom of your pot before you put jollof rice after you cook finish. Rosemary, thyme. So all this seasoning, they are the same. They're not different. Just the brand. The brand name is just the difference there. Yeah. So for the jollof rice to be completed, you have to, there is something we call plantain. I'm not sure whether you're aware of that.
Yes, it's a banana.
So people call it banana. We have banana separate and we have plantain separate in Nigeria. We can't mix banana with plantain. In Nigeria, we heat banana and we fry plantain. So for every jollof rice to be completed, you have to put fried plantain, which is the...
Yes. Wow, okay. So that is the fried plantain.
This is the fried plantain.
Yes, yes.
So,
I spoke to Alpha on Tuesday. He's from Sierra Leone. He mentioned something very similar where you fry. It's like a fried plantains, and I told him I'm Filipino. I'm from the Philippines. We have a very similar dish. We fry plantains and then we roll them in sugar and we eat them as a snack. So we have something very, very similar.
Oh, that's great. So in order for those to be completed, after you've served your jollof rice, we normally put, you can use like coleslaw, or you just put little veggies. Mine, for tonight, we just little this baby and tomato, onion, just for garnishing, just little thing, just little vegetable to garnish. Can you see?
Yes.
Tomato, onions, lettuce, just little things to garnish and make it look lovely. So when you return from your tarawih, that's what you have. So we just make sure everything is balanced. You know, during Ramadan, you have to eat healthy because you are not eating like normal hour, like two hours, 3 hours like before. So anything you eat, you make sure is complete diet and it's healthy. So fish is protein, our plantain is carbohydrates, veggies there, the rice, a lot of seasoning in the rice, which makes it complete diet. So normally, after that, we normally have, something like dessert. So it's not compulsory at times because mostly you still wake up for sahur. But at times, if you want to do it, good. Something like just have cake. But in Nigeria, instead of you having cake or something like that, you will have something like, they call it soya milk. Okay, I think we can still have it here. Like soya milk. I didn't make it because I just returned from work, so I don't have that time to make it. So, like soya milk, kunu, zobo. Zobo is like, I think I have name for zobo, but I couldn't remember. Just something like to drink. So we have different things. And for sahur, we have this. This called pando yam. Pando yam is like swallow in Nigeria. We have different kind of swallow. We have pando yam. We call this inyo in my language. We call it inyo. Is if you're familiar with yam tuber. Are you familiar with yam tuber, Michael?
I'm familiar with yam. We have I think it's sweet potatoes. Is it?
Yes, something like that, something of that nature. Yeah, but it's we are using yam for this. So we use that yam powder and we stir it until it's smooth like this. And we wrap it and make it like swallow. And for this, we use melon, melon soup.
Mm.
Melon soup is a melon with vegetable with smoked fish. Because today, we're eating fish in my house.
Mm.
So it's like everything I prepare today, it's like fish, fish, fish. So for this, I use a smoked fish. Smoked fish is very, very, very delicious.
It is. Yes.
The
Yes.
smell, if you can smell this,
Yes. Yeah.
so
We have smoked fish in the Philippines as well. Very popular.
okay.
It's very good with rice. Yes.
Okay, so I make the melon soup with smoked fish and we call cow skin. Is that we call it momo?
Mm-hmm.
My language is cow skin. Like it's it's less fatty.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I love to use it. So it's I make it with I soak it, you wash it, you cut it into tiny, so that with just one grip, it's going to your mouth. You don't need to be cutting it or just so that's good. So, but if anyone need meat in my house for tonight, I make extra meat. Yeah, at times, the kids might just want to. I want this. I don't want this. So if anyone wants fish tonight in my house, I make another meat soup.
Yes.
Still not sure. Okay, I think you can you see?
Yes. Yes.
So that's not for tonight, but I said, okay, if you think you want meat for tonight, this for you. So this beef meat,
Mm.
beef meat with stew, in Nigeria, whether you, if you, okay, let me serve this for you. You see how it look like.
How about you, Yunus, while Latifat is preparing?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm serving my melon soup.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm serving my melon soup. So if you serve melon soup, you have to add beef and stew.
Mm.
This beef and this is beef. Okay, so now put some stew and with this. So this is how this goes.
Oh, okay. That looks really good. It's a complete meal. So you have
Yeah,
your
the
carbohydrates and your
yeah,
protein and your vegetables. So
yeah,
it's a great way to
yeah,
refuel after a long day of fasting.
yeah. So this is the only carbohydrate we got in the food. Every other thing, it's combination of protein, vitamins, minerals, all,
Fiber.
yeah, fiber. So that make every complete meal. And for Saul, we normally in my house we normally encourage to drink a lot of water instead of drinking tea.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take a long day. So as not for body to be too dehydrated, it's good to drink a lot of water during the night.
Mm.
Because if you drink a lot of tea during the night, it make your body dehydrated.
Yes.
And you are not going to drink in the morning, going to drink in the afternoon, it's until night. So we encourage in my house, we encourage to drink a lot of water in the so after you have taken your meal, if you want to drink tea, good, but you still have to drink water.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, to keep your body hydrated.
Yeah.
So for now, I think that's what I have for now. So if you have any question or you want me to show you more or you want to join me here, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Latifat, for that. That was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your feast. I wish we can all join you there in your home. But that's really it's a good mix of many different things. It's a balanced meal, which I think is very important, because what you're putting your body through a period of not eating. So I think at the end of the day, it's great that you get to replenish yourself with nutritious and delicious food.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Latifat,
You're
for sharing.
welcome.
Yeah,
You're
I just
welcome.
wanted to switch it back to Yunus again. Did you recognize any of the food that Latifat has shown? Are these foods that you yourself eat during Ramadan?
Sorry, can you hear me now? Seems to be having not so good connection.
Yeah, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So basically, I think Mrs. Latifa has given you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. She has given you a breakdown of exactly what we do in Nigeria. This is how we eat. This is what we do to eat. But I just want to take it a little bit of tangent, if I may, that if we talk about Ramadan in itself, so these are cultural stuff that we do, but Ramadan in itself is all about for us to be more conscious. So everything we do in Islam is all about God consciousness. That's the bane of everything we do. Whether it is fasting, whether it is praying, whether it is acting well, being kind, being forgiving, and being truthful, being honest, being just in everything that we do in our lives, is all about consciousness. Consciousness of God, that on one day we will return back to Him and will give an account of how we spend this world. Every action we have taken, every decision we have taken, every of the thoughts that we have, every of the action we made, and all of that, people we interacted with, moments we've shared, everything will be accounted for. But as the nature of man will always forget things. If something happened to me 5 months, as my 5 months back, and my circumstances change, it will almost likely that I will have forgotten where I was 5 months ago. And that is the nature of man. And in order for us to keep that reminder going, in order for us to be a bit conscious, that is one of the essence of Ramadan, is to say, perhaps we may be God conscious. That is why Allah has ordained for us to fast. Because when you're fasting, the consciousness of being careful of what you eat, what you drink, when you eat and when you drink, is very important. Even the action that we take. For example, a Muslim that is fasting is not expected to be involved in illicit activity and all of that. That is even beyond Ramadan time. It's also so it's beyond Ramadan time, but the Ramadan starts. It's a period for us to train ourselves, to get used to it. And you also mentioned something very important around taking care of our health. Mrs. Latifat was talking about not being dehydrated, and that is taking care of the body that Allah has entrusted on us. So self-care is an integral part of Islam, because it is not our body. It was given to us by Allah, and Allah is going to even get us to account for how we use that body. Do we take care of ourselves at the right time and all of that? And that's why taking care of when we need to eat, taking care of the kind of eat, being conscious of what we eat is very important. So that's overall essence of Ramadan. It's just not, so that before we won't get lost in the celebration and the cultural feel to it. This is just to keep us going, because sometimes when you are doing things like this and you're doing it all alone, it kind of you lose the core focus of it. So the core focus is for us to be God conscious. When we are God conscious and we know we are accountable, then every other action that we do, the remaining 11 months of the year, we become more conscious of it. Then again, we train the body another 1 month, and then we push it all aside. So the mindset of a Muslim is about being cautious of his creator at every point in time. And whenever we lag behind a little bit, or we become lag over time, we use the Ramadan to bump it up, So that's the overall goal of, I think it's very important to lay down that one down there, as that's the goal for Ramadan. And it's very important to keep going in Ramadan. It's not easy to fast. We are in the Southern Hemisphere. Interestingly, that's another part. In Nigeria, and probably a lot of African countries, or Sub-Saharan Africa, or even West Africa, we fast actually for a certain period of time. Yeah, most of the time it starts around 5:30 to 6 o'clock period. That's the sunrise period, and then by 6:37 it's sunset. So, but then when we leave shores of Nigeria to places like, we're lucky, for now we're in the Southern Hemisphere. A couple of years back, we were fasting for 11 hours thereabout. Now it's about 12 hours. So we still observe the same time. But people out there in the Northern Hemisphere, in Europe, for example, they fast a lot more, 17, 19, 20 hours of the day. So that's, even in itself, being cautious of the time and being grateful, for the times we are, and our ability to fast, is one of those things Ramadan actually endear us into. That's the essence of Ramadan. To the period of consciousness. Consciousness will lead us to gratitude, because if you are not really conscious, if you're just going all about, then we'll not be grateful for what we have. The fact that we have that, those are family, which we culturally, family and friend, we culturally fast together. There's also opportunity for us to be grateful. The fact that we have food to eat is also opportunity to be grateful. The same thing, even if you for even having a life at all. Between last year when COVID really started, and now we know that a lot of people have passed away. There are no more. A lot of people are not in good shape. People have long COVID and all of that. And the world is still in turmoil. It's an opportunity to also relax and reflect, and not only about ourselves, but our surrounding around us, places all around, from Brazil to part of Europe, and most importantly in India, and I think some part of Philippines too, are experiencing another wave now, with a loss of lives being lost and all of that. So opportunity to reflect and be conscious of them. And this is why towards the end of Ramadan, there are opportunities for us to pray, and we believe our prayer are answered, and especially in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Not only that, we also have a kind of thing we do, which we call Zakat al-Fitr, which is, so Zakat is like giving to people for purpose of feast. So this is an opportunity for us to contribute a certain measure for everybody that is fasting, so that contribution in terms of food or money can be passed on to those who are needy or in need. It's also because generally in Ramadan, every act that we do we believe is rewarded in manifolds outside of Ramadan time. So for example, we are now in the last 10 days. One of those things is to think about people from part of India that are suffering now. They can't go to work, and they can't afford money to even take care of themselves, and all of that. Can we support them? Can we help them? People in part of Africa, other places around the world, that cannot do Eid. They don't have the Eid, which is the end. We used to celebrate the end of Ramadan. It's an opportunity for us to feast together and celebrate the end of Ramadan. The fact that we're able to push it to the end, push our consciousness level to the end. But then some people are not able to celebrate those feasts. And that's why we do some of these measures. Zakat al-Fitr is meant to be from people who are able, and to send the people who are less able to afford certain things. Yeah. So that's how we do that. So if I look at it, the period Eid al-Fitr, which is the celebration, is always culminated with going in the morning, early in the morning, after Fajr prayer, that's the early hour prayer. We go to certain place to pray, and we meet family and friends here, hug and keep, and greet ourselves, saying Eid al-Fitr, Eid Mubarak. That's congratulations. We were able to finish through. We are in hope of our prayer being answered, in gratitude that we're able to stay conscious to that time. And then, getting our kids to also celebrate and mark that period. That's one of those things we do in Ramadan. And if I can just push my camera here, you see my kids already preparing that. So they're already preparing, for the Eid and all of that. So pretty much the length and breadth of Ramadan and Eid on a very 50,000 high level.
You make a very good point about painting. You're able to paint a clear picture about the mindset of Ramadan. What I got from all that you said is that there is this consciousness that is replenished during Ramadan. Yeah. Because as you said, for 11 months, you don't have that same consciousness. But then during this month, it's something that you do deliberately as a form of self-reflection to sort of replenish that consciousness. And I think that's great. I think it's great that we have an opportunity to do that, and at the same time express these virtues that you mentioned, like charity, gratitude. I think these are incredibly important, especially given the times that we are in. So thank you so much, Yunus, for sharing that. We just have time for one last question for both of our participants here. I think Latifat is still here. Hi, Latifat. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. I just wanted to ask one last question for both of you, and it's an easy question. What's your favorite part about Ramadan? Let's start with you, Latifat.
One thing, when Ramadan was 2 days before, I was singing, dancing in my house, and my husband was asking, why? I said, I'm happy. He said, why are you happy? I said, because Ramadan is coming. See, is that a new thing? I said, no, anytime Ramadan is coming, I feel relieved. I don't know. Just from my mind, I just feel relieved. I don't know, but that's how it is every year for me. When Ramadan is on the way, I feel relieved, as if my burden is lifted. So, and during Ramadan, even for this country, it's not like in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, it's like most people in our area, they will be fasting, we'll be fasting together. So you see, I'm fasting, you're fasting, this fasting. It's a common thing everyone doing. But here in Australia, even some people might not even know that fasting is ongoing. So it's difficult unless you have immediate family like Brother Yunus, other people that are Muslim that are fasting among yourself. So that's when you feel comfortable. So, but one thing about Ramadan is, for you to be listening to Quran, because even I don't have that time to be reading. In Nigeria, I used to complete the whole Quran in the month of Ramadan. But here in Australia, what I do, if I don't have time to read it, I will make sure myself and my family, we listen to the complete Quran. If we don't read, we must listen to it. So I will play it all around the whole day, the following day, almost every day, 24 hours in my house, I play Quran. So if we don't read, you will listen. So at least, and the mind of forgiveness, even from your mind, sharing, charity, giving with requesting for reward from people. You just give, okay, fasting has started. Oh, give 10,000 naira to this, give 20,000 naira to this. You just share without even thinking of why are you sharing. So sharing with no reward from anyone except from your God. Just giving with pure hearts, eating with everyone, So I love Ramadan, to be frank. I love it because it's give me peace of mind.
Mm, mm. I, that's really good to hear, Latifat. It seems that Ramadan is a season of virtues, right? So because you mentioned that there is you have this mind of forgiveness, a mind of charity. So I understand why now you mentioned you feel relief because you have this overwhelming sense of all these great virtues that are amplified during Ramadan. I think that's really interesting. Thank you, Latifat, for sharing.
Okay.
How about you, Yunus? What's your
Yeah.
favorite part about
Well,
Ramadan?
there are many dimensions to human being. There is a spiritual being, the spiritual self. There is a material self. There's an emotional self, and every part of the dimension as an individual need to be satisfied, need to be taken care of, need to be nurtured, need to make grow, so that we will have bliss, satisfaction. Ramadan represents an opportunity to bump up the spiritual path, and the spiritual path, as much as it's a component, is also the driver of other part of the self. When Ramadan represents an opportunity, it lifts you up. And for me, it's about looking forward to that opportunity. That's the best part of Ramadan. And it's like, when you have a very good food and you don't want it to finish, when Ramadan starts getting towards the end like this, well, there's always this mind that, oh, can you just wait a little bit more? And I will tell you, over the years, this is not what we think is going to happen, is what we're feeling. And that's what Ms. Latifat is actually explaining, that it is what we truly feel during Ramadan, that we feel that lightness, we feel that upliftment in our spiritual, we're more conscious of our Creator. We feel that we are more bonded to our Creator. And with that, we feel that responsibility for our Creator. And you know what? One of the responsibility is the creation of the Creator. So that means we need to do well to our fellow human being and people around us, far and near. And that's that weight of responsibility. And discharging that, opportunity to discharge that with manifold or multiple reward is always fulfilling. And that fulfillment is just way up there. And it's a very good thing to be in Ramadan all the time.
Mm-hmm. How fascinating. Thank you, Yunus and Latifat. I do appreciate this lively discussion. I've learned so much about more of the deeper meaning of Ramadan, and also just a glimpse into what the Nigerian community eats for their iftar. I thank you so much for coming today. I've learned so much, and that about wraps it up for our live stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and we'll see you next time.
No, all right. Take care. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. All right. Bye.
All right.